Hello students, welcome to the session 2 of grouping materials. In the previous session, we have learnt need of material for making different objects. We have also learnt need for grouping. In this session, we are going to learn about different properties of materials. So let's start. Different materials have different properties. We can use the similarities and differences in the properties of different materials for their classification. Let us study the different properties of materials. First is state of matter. We know that matter is anything which occupies space. Matter exists in three states, that is solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Now one by one we will see the characteristics of these states. Solid state. All solids have a definite shape and volume. Why? As you can see in the picture, the particles of a solid object are closely packed. So this is the reason why all solids have a definite shape and volume. Moving to the next, that is liquid state. In liquid state, the molecules are little loosely packed to each other. That is why the liquids have a definite volume but not definite shape. They change their shape depending on the container in which they are kept in. So that is why the particles in a liquid are not so closely packed as those in a solid. Now moving to the next, that is gaseous state. In gaseous state, the particles are loosely packed. That is why gases neither have a definite volume nor a definite shape. Now next property is luster. Can you find some similarities in the appearance of gold, copper and brass? Yes. What is the similarity? They all shine. A gentle sheen or this glowness possessed by a material is known as luster. Materials having luster and shiny surfaces are usually metals. On the other hand, there are also materials such as rubber and wood which are dull and lack luster. So this property of luster can also be used to group the material. Okay, now tell me, can you compress a stone using only your hands? No. How about a piece of sponge? Yes, we can easily compress it. So, some materials such as iron, wood and stone are very hard, whereas materials like cotton, sponge and wax are soft. So the properties of softness and hardness can be used to group different materials together. Moving on to the next property, that is solubility. Now tell me, have you ever made lemonade at home? To make lemonade, we take a glass of water, we add sugar, salt and lemon juice to it. When we stir it with a spoon, the sugar or salt which is added to that juice, it gets dissolved in water. Now, the substance which disappear or dissolve completely in water are called soluble substances, as it is clearly seen in the first image. In the second image, you can see the sand which do not dissolve in water, and such substances like glass or sand are known as insoluble substances. Here you will also see two other types of liquids, that is miscible liquids and immiscible liquids. What are miscible liquids? It is clearly seen in the image, like when water is added to that juice, how both gets mixed together. So when two liquids mix with each other, they are known as miscible liquids. At the same time, the liquids which do not mix with each other are known as immiscible liquids. Here in the image you can see how the kerosene and the water, they both are seen separately, and the kerosene forms a separate layer on the water. So this type of liquids is known as immiscible liquid. Moving on to the next property is floating and sinking. We enjoy making paper boats which float on water. Can you make a coin float on water too? No, a metal coin will sink to the bottom of the water. Can you tell me the reason why? The answer is objects which are lighter than water float on it, and the objects which are heavier than water will sink in it. So, on the basis of this, various materials can be classified to float or to sink in water. Now, moving on to the next property, transparency. We use glass to make window panes. What would happen if we use wood or metal to make window panes? Yes, we won't be able to see outside. We can see through materials such as glass and water. And such materials which allow light to pass through them or allow us to see through are known as transparent materials. You can see in the first image, example glass. There are also materials which do not allow light to pass through them, are known as opaque substances. Examples are wood, cardboard, metals. Next is translucent substance. Now what is translucent substance? Translucent substance allow a little light to pass through them. We can also say that these substances are semi-transparent, and such substances are known as translucent substance. Thus we can classify various materials as transparent, translucent or opaque. Hope all your concepts are clear from today's session.